Good morning, everyone, and happy Sunday. It is a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Hey, I remember what was his name? Mr. Rogers. Y'all remember Mr. Rogers? Yes. Well, good morning, happy Sunday. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. And I'm super excited about this session today. We are on chapter 15 of Think and Grow Rich. We've been doing this for over a year now.
I'm sorry, real quick, ma'am. I'm Dr. Lavonya. Rana, can you please make me co-host?
Mhm. I'm excited. It's Sunday. It's beautiful outside. So get your pen, your paper, get your thinking cap on because I'm not going to be doing all the talking. We're on chapter 15, so that means y'all are going to co-facilitate this workshop with me. We're going to talk about, we're going to do a quick review of each chapter, what you guys are practically doing. So make sure that you have any notes that you have taken from these last 14 weeks. 13 weeks maybe because I think 1 week I combined, one month I combined two of the chapters because they were shorter. So I'm so excited. Get your water. I have my water. I don't have any green juice today. I'm traveling. So I just have water. Also, don't have any coffee because I'm going back to sleep after this because I can. So, so yes, welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So excited to be here with you guys today on this beautiful Sunday to have this chat with you guys. It's going to be fun, 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 fun. Welcome you all to this space this morning. We're going to use our brains. It's the beginning of the week, and we're going to start the week strong with using all of our brain cells. We in the morning. We awake. We should use our brain cells. So yes, get your paper, your pen, your notes, anything that you need to be present in this moment. We're super excited to get started and learn together. Hear stories of what has been happening over the last few months with you guys as you also read the book. So welcome. So excited to be here with you all this morning. Let's all take a sip of water. Does everyone have water? You know we're supposed to drink a gallon of water every day. Yes. So drink your water and mind your business.
Wake up, everybody. It's time to get up. Wake up, everybody. It's time to get up. Stay woke, stay woke, stay woke. It's time to get up. Stay woke, stay woke, stay woke. It's time to get up. We're healing, we're dealing, we're growing. Together, together, releasing. We're teaching, we're moving. Together, together, we're learning, discerning. We're striving. Together, together, we're leading, connecting, transforming. Together, together.
All right. So who's ready to get started? Welcome, 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 everybody. So excited to be here on this Sunday morning. Today we are doing chapter 15 of Think and Grow Rich. We have been doing this over a year now, so I'm super excited. I have a PowerPoint this time. I have never used a PowerPoint before, but I'm using it this time just so that if you want to take screenshots of some of the key points from each chapter, you can. There is only one chapter left in this book, chapter 16. And so next month, we'll just do a full recap of the book and chapter 16. So when I think about the book and I think about even for me, what has happened over time, it's really like a transformation, not only of my mind, but how I see the world, how I see people, how I see the purpose on my life and what I'm supposed to be doing. And so it's not just a book that we're reading. It is a journey of transformation for our lives and then the lives of others that we come in contact with. So I want you to think about as you're reading this book, this is not a, oh, this is such a nice book. I'm motivated now. But it's about the actual practical things that you will do every day, the people that you're around. So I'm so excited. I see some familiar names. So that means that you have been here before and you are connected to some of these chapters. And so I want to hear from you. So I'm not going to call on you unless you force me to, because I want to hear from you. A lot of times when you say things out of your mouth and not just hearing what someone else says, it connects you to the content that's happening personally, which is why I want you all to talk about your transformation and your journey as we've kind of gone through this book. And if this is your first time with the content and material, you've never been to one of these sessions, that's fine as well, which is why we're going through each chapter. Quick review before we get into the chapter 15. Any questions before we get started? All right, so let's get started. We can go to the next slide. So these are the chapters that we're going to be reviewing all the way up into chapter 15. Next slide. All right, so starting with chapter 1, the power of thought. Anybody that has been in here with these sessions before, what did for this, when you think about the power of your thoughts, how has that helped you from when we've started this book club conversation till now? How has your mind or your thoughts immediately shifted when things happen? Anybody want to share?
Um, yes, I didn't raise my hand, but I'll speak up. I think the power of thought, it just easily shifts from telling myself that my actions are too hard or the actions to accomplish my goal are too hard
Mhm.
versus I can accomplish this goal through taking these actions. So
Mhm.
the doubt that I tell myself that my ideas won't work versus my ideas will work and then I
Mm.
execute.
Mhm. Mhm.
I think that's the difference.
I love that. My ideas will work. Yes, I love that. Everything begins with the thought. Our minds create the reality we live in. What we constantly think about, we attract. So we constantly think about lack, poverty, what we don't have, what someone did, what someone didn't do, the furlough. These are real things, right? So it's not like they're not happening, but if our focus is focused on those things, that is what we're going to attract. You are the master of your mind, and your thoughts determine your destiny. What does that mean to somebody? You are the master of your mind, and your thoughts determine your destiny.
Healthy, wealthy, and wise raised a hand.
Hmm.
What a man thinketh, so he is.
Hmm.
That's what that means to me. So the thoughts will come. That's what I'm learning on the journey. The thoughts will come. However, I do have authority to change them.
Mhm.
And with that, I'm complete.
Thank you for sharing. I love that. I love that. The thoughts will come, but you have the power to change them. We should put that on a t-shirt. Mm. Because they will come. It's not like your brain won't think about it. It will. But then what do you do with that? Right? I was last week, well, like the last 5 weeks, I was in Nigeria. And so it's a different way of living there, right? And so you have to, um, I was on other people's time, right? So we would have times to do things. And for whatever reason, they don't like to be on time. Like the time is just, we have watches just for fun because they don't be on time. But one of the things that I had to focus on was my patience, right? Like I can choose to be angry that these people are always late. We have a schedule that nobody's sticking to. Um, but I have the power I can't make them be on time, but I can use my time wisely while I'm waiting for them to do something else. So I would have to like reframe what my frustration was because I consider my frustration just be frustrated all day, or I can use my time wisely. So even in other people's actions that could negatively impact your life, how do you see that and how long do you sit in that? Right. So I had to immediately shift the way that I was thinking and what I was doing so that um, my brain wouldn't be frustrated because I'd have been frustrated the whole time I was there. So yes. All right. Any other thoughts about your thoughts? All right. Next slide. Next slide. Okay, so I want everyone to take a picture of this slide. This is the first step, right? Creating your statement. So there have been people here before, so please share with us your statement that you have. These are the 6 steps in creating your statement. And the book won't make sense unless you start with step 1, which is creating your statement. So, like I said before, the book is actually practical. It's not just something that you read, it's something that you personally have to do for yourself. And also, something that you see, step 6 is you have to read your statement aloud twice every day with faith and emotion. So, who has a statement or who wants help creating a statement before we move on? When you said, please help, tell me more. When you say, please help.
No, I meant please coach us on creating a statement.
Do you have a statement? I feel like you had a statement.
Yeah, but everybody's so quiet. Um, it's early in the morning.
Yes,
I have different statements for different situations.
okay, so what's your statement? Do you have a statement that you read every day?
I do affirmations
Okay, so like this
every
formula.
day.
So this formula that with the amount of money, what you're going to give away, the date that you want to achieve the money by, what is the plan? Do you have a statement for that?
Yeah, I have that in the beginning of my wealth or abundance journey. And
Mm,
then I just have other statements each day that support that.
I
So,
love it.
like the Lord loves a cheerful giver.
Hmm.
Um, you know, you are what you think you are,
Hmm. Hmm.
and that could be positive or negative, things like that to go
Hmm.
along with my original vision statement.
I love it. I love that.
So, what I'm doing today might be just a manifestation of a part of the bigger
Hmm.
vision statement.
Hmm.
And you mentioned Nigeria, where people are never on time. But
Hmm.
I understand that some people only see 2 times, and it's day and night. or they see in tropical countries we have two seasons, wet and dry.
Mhm.
So all that came out of agriculture.
Mhm.
And so if you want them to come on your time, you have to ask them, you have to set the time for them as 2 or 3 hours ahead of the time you actually want them, right? Because they think they're on time, but we're Western and they are not in
Yeah.
some sense, right?
No, I actually had a conversation with somebody about that. So you're so right. And some people, um, like they say it's African time, even in the US, they say um color people time, right? In different places, but they say it as an excuse to be late. It's not even like a real rationale. It's just like it's acceptable. And so even when I'm like, okay, we had a whole conversation about being here at 8 o'clock, you still get here at 8:30. And then it's like, well, so and so was late, so you didn't need to be on time. So you're making a decision for me of when I should be on time because of other people being late. And so even like the mindset of that, you're right, like it's not people see time very differently. And so setting the expectation in that 3 hour thing is a good suggestion that I will use because I need people to be on time, especially when you have a full day schedule of things and you have to be different places. Um, yeah, you have to stick to that because then you can negatively impact somebody else's time because we're late or something doesn't get done. So time is a thing. Time is really a thing that's should be valued. And even understanding the mindset of why they see things differently is also helpful to understand like if we're going to work together, let's set the expectation of whatever it is. Um, so yeah. Gina D, you said it's a way of being. Tell me more.
Greetings. It's just literally that. It's just a way of being. I had to understand that in time with time and our relationship with time. It's just different. I don't know the origins of it. I don't know. I mean, what Professor Marilyn just said does make a lot of sense to me now. Like just thinking about okay, daytime and nighttime versus 8 o'clock in the morning versus
Mm-hmm.
10 o'clock in the morning. If it's daytime, it's daytime. And it doesn't matter if it's 8 or 10, it's still daytime. I'm not late. So I think it's just a different way of being and on the different hemispheres. And after being, we've gone through different things than a lot of other cultures. So we have a different indoctrination and a
Mm-hmm.
different relationship with time. But yeah, that's what I mean. It's just a way of being. Yeah, because it's also frustrating to a lot of Westerners because
Mm-hmm.
we're just clocked in. Like that's even a term here, we're clocked in. Like we
Mm-hmm.
are locked into what the clock says, and the clock kind of controls us. Whereas perhaps when you look at yourself as the owner of time, then you're never late. Like that's one of the affirmations I used to tell myself because I would be stressed about time, and I would tell myself, "You're always on time. You'll arrive at the perfect time." Like when I would be like in the rushing and going crazy inside, like, "Oh my God, I'm gonna be late." No, you're gonna get there when you're supposed to get there. Relax. You don't want to have an accident on the way, right? You're always on time. You'll arrive at the perfect time. So
Mm-hmm.
it's just a way of being, is all. And
I love
yeah,
that.
I used to be frustrated by it too, with CP time and everything, and then going to Africa and African time. And then when I went to the islands, I found the same thing. And I was like,
Yes.
okay, it's just a way of being. It's just how we
Yeah.
roll. So let me just lean in and relax and be where I am now.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm
I love that.
complete.
Thank you for sharing. Gina, do you have a statement?
I do not. Usually I'm adminning you. So this time I'm just here as a participant. So this time I'm going to write my statement. Usually I'm like, but can I share really quickly something that you
Absolutely.
did for me personally? When
Sure.
admitting you at the last session, you said, the time is now.
Mhm.
Just do it.
Mhm.
And so there was a session that I had on my heart that I wanted someone else to give. And I asked the person to give it, but people are busy and maybe they didn't even see my ask. And I
Mhm.
remember sitting in your session and thinking the same thing. Oh, yeah, I really wish so and so would do such and such. And
Mhm.
then you said, time is now, just do it. And
Mhm.
so I registered that day while you were talking. I went and did my Woo booking, booked myself in for a session,
I
and
love
then
it.
I prepared the session and I gave the session
I love it.
because you really made that present to me. The time is now, just do it. And so
I
that's
love
why I said, you know what, I'm coming on the session this morning as a participant. I'm going to do all the steps. I see you going all around the world doing your thing. So I know you are living this. And so, yeah,
it.
I want to be like you when I grow up. So I'm here for that. Okay. I've been
Yeah.
watching your videos too on YouTube.
Love that.
All
I
right.
love that. So yes. So yes. So let's create it really quickly. Let's create your statement real fast before we move on. So think
Okay.
about the amount of money that you want to obtain. And so anyone else that has not done the statement, do it along with us, right? As I'm helping Gina do hers. So just think about an amount of money, whatever it is. What is
Okay.
that?
Well, the first time I heard you speak, the number that came to me was 12 million. But
Hmm.
yeah, so, but
So that's
after
the
listening
number.
to, that's the number.
That's the
Okay.
number. 12 million is the number.
Okay. So 12 million is the number.
Uh-huh. So the next step is determine exactly what you intend to give in return. So we talk about you freely you give, freely you receive. So what is it that you are going to give away in return for those $12 million?
So one of the things, this is not a number in this point, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is this like action
No,
or
it's
service, or is this a
actions,
number?
things. Yep.
Actions, things.
Mm-hmm.
So one of the things that I was going to give away in return was classes. Like
Mm-hmm.
what I do is historical in nature.
Mm-hmm.
So, but when I do these things, a lot of times that's when people are just first learning about the thing
Mm-hmm.
that we're about to do. Like we might be going to visit a particular place, and
Mm-hmm.
when I start to talk about it, people have never heard of it, or they've heard of it, but they don't know much about it.
Mm-hmm.
So one of the things that I intend to do is to first teach about the place a little, like do sessions, make videos, and
Mm-hmm.
share at lessons about the places in the world where people have been impacted by the slave trade,
Mm-hmm.
and share what that impact was, and I would be sharing those things for free.
I love it. How many?
One lesson a month.
Okay. How
So
long are the
12,
lessons?
12 lessons a
12
year.
lessons a year. Okay. And will you consistently do this over time?
Yes,
Okay.
that's the goal, to do
So
this
then
month.
you're gonna give away one. How long did you say the sessions are?
The sessions will be 45 minutes to an hour, depending
Okay.
on
So you're gonna
people's
give
engagement.
one session, one hour session every month
Yes,
consistently away.
yes,
Okay.
yes.
So that's step two. When do you want to obtain this $12 million?
I would like to obtain the $12 million on, I think I wrote that one down before. I feel like it was 2030, December 31st, 2030.
December 31st, 2030.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the date, December 31st, 2030. Now create a definite plan and begin immediately, whether you are ready or not. So think about what is it that you're going to do to obtain $12 million.
Well, that's the part where I
Tell
get
me more.
stuck.
Well,
Yeah.
this is why we're here. Right. So you just said that you do sessions. There's multiple ways that you can make money, but you have to think about outside of the box, right? And so you have a business. You have a business?
Yes.
Have you scaled your business?
No.
Do you want to scale your business?
It's kind of a small thing. because it's sort of intimate. So I'm not really sure.
Okay.
I've
So
never
scaling your
really run a
business is
business
not,
before,
and
so
it,
this
you
is
don't
a
have to,
new
you do not have
experience.
to scale your business if that's not what you want to do, but you have to think about other ways. So if scaling your business is not a way that you want to bring in this $12 million, how will you do that?
I do not know.
You can think about investments. You can think about learning a new skill that will bring in income. I don't have the answer for you. These are the things that you're going to have to sit with, like really sit with to think
I do
about.
know.
Tell me.
So I write.
Hmm.
I write, and but that's separate and apart from the business.
Hmm.
So I'm gonna say it out loud in front of
Say it.
everybody. Okay. So when I one of the things that I wanted to use the writing for was to generate income so that I could take the sojourns. So
Mhm.
that's the business where I take
Mhm.
trips. And yeah, this way I would even be able to provide some people with free sojourns, if I had the income coming in from the writing.
Mhm.
So my goal is my dream, my wish, my goal is to
Mhm.
write scripts and sell them
Mhm.
and write books and also sell them. But I felt like script writing might be more financially lucrative, right?
Mhm.
So
What do you
that
feel
would
like your,
be
I love that. What do you feel like your purpose to do in the world? What is your purpose in life?
my purpose is to heal people impacted by racial trauma
Mm. And how do you do that?
through travel and
Mhm.
transformation.
So how
It's
can you make money while traveling and transforming people's lives?
well, the scripts that I write are
Mhm.
all geared toward number one, people of color. I write to the
Mhm.
African American experience because it's my experience. It's what I
Mhm.
know how to
Mhm.
write to. And but it's also uplifting content, that's entertaining.
Mhm. So you can make money by writing scripts. You can make money by um, your workshops that you do. What else?
Mm. Well, right now I'm hearing something that I've never heard before. So it's coaching, which, yeah, that's what I'm hearing now.
Do coaching,
Yeah,
travel,
I guess by
and
offering
writing.
coaching to people,
Hmm. Hmm.
which
I
is
love
not
that.
something I've ever considered.
I love that. So that's three different streams of income. I
Hmm.
would like you, not necessarily right now, to think of seven.
Okay.
And so as you're, because $12 million is a lot of money.
Yeah.
And so we have to, and it's possible, right? We'll be on this call in 2030 and you'll be like, oh my God, I made my $12 million. Buy these different seven streams of income. Because it's not just one, doesn't have to be just one way. So writing out, thinking about what are seven streams of income to get to $12 million.
Okay.
Okay.
Hmm.
All right. So we have three. So we have $12 million. You're going to give away one hour session every month consistently. You're going to obtain the money by October 31st, 2030. You're going to do this by coaching, writing, and traveling. And um, so that's your statement.
Okay. So I'm going to write it out as a statement then.
Hmm.
I will obtain $12 million,
Hmm.
the exact amount and the goal. But do I write I don't write the date here in the first sentence. It's not, I will obtain $12 million by December 31st, 2030.
Statement however you want to.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm trying to stick to the formula.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It just has to have all the elements in
All
it.
the
So yes.
elements in it.
Yep.
Okay. I will give lesson, one hour
Mhm.
lesson away each month. In return, I will obtain the $12 million through writing, workshops. Well, I call my workshops sojourns, so I'm going to write sojourns.
Yeah, I love
And
it.
coaching. And then I'm going to come up with, and investments. That was one. So and then I'm going to come up with three more.
Yeah, to leave
Okay.
space for three more.
Yeah.
And then that is the statement that you will read every morning and every night
Yes.
with emotion, right? Like you have to believe that this is going to happen. And then you have to create the steps, the practical steps to do the things to get the money. So it's not enough just to read it. You have to do the things. So if you're going to invest, you have to spend time learning about investment. And so you've given yourself time to actually do the things, right?
Yes.
So you have time to learn about investing. You have time to create a coaching curriculum. You have time to advertise, and the money will come. And then the scale might be scaling up the coaching. So people are coaching to whatever it is that you're coaching. So you train coaches to coach what you coach, and then you have
Mm.
coaches all over the world
Mm.
that are
Okay.
bringing money in for you because they're coaching under you. So they're coaching your framework, but they pay you to get coached, to get certified in your coaching curriculum. And so that you're bringing in money just from coaching.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Thank
So
you. Thank you.
you're
Thank
so
you.
welcome. You're welcome. All right. So this is I hope this was helpful to everybody to see how to kind of create your statement if you don't already have one, if you want to revise it, if you want to think more, that definite plan. Step four in creating the definite plan is key because you can't just say you want it. You have to do the things to help you get there. So, all right. Lovely. All right. Let's move to chapter 3.
I would just like to go to the chat before we move on
Oh,
to the next
sure.
slide.
Uh-huh.
So, Healthy, Wealthy, and Wise said, a journey of transformation. My mind creates. I'm the master of my mind. Professor Marilyn DJ. We are what we think. As a person thinks, so is she or he. Um, Kaisha said, this is not the step that is the step I'm not doing. We went through this already. Please help. Kaisha says, island time. Gina says, it's a way of being. Healthy, Wealthy, and Wise says, I'm unique and I attract wealth. I'm passionate and kind, destined for abundance. A way of being, lean in and relax. Kaisha says, does anyone have a statement according to chapter 2 of the Think and Grow Rich? Professor Marilyn says, I am a divine being designing a village of abundance for myself and others through service. And Kaisha is asking, did anyone create a statement on the spot along with Gina? Professor Marilyn says, as a human being, I cannot be perfect, but I can be excellent in my efforts and achievements.
I love that I cannot be perfect. The none of this is about perfection. It's about progress and making small steps every day. It's a journey. It's not like a destination. So even when Gina gets to her $12 million by 2030, then there's going to be something else that she's going to do. There's going to be a new goal. So it's not like there's an end to this. It consistently grows. And as we're growing, we are also then having an impact on the people that are connected to us. So it's a consistent thing that we do. So there's no perfection. So I appreciate that. All right, chapter 3 through 6. Faith. Chapter 3 talks about faith. And when we talk about faith, like when you start these journeys, like you're gonna have to do stuff that does not make sense to yourself sometimes and to others. I think when I was here last, I was about to travel to Atlanta, then I was going to DC, and then I was going to Africa. I was leaving my job uh September 13th to fully work for myself. And people did just they was like, well, how you gonna pay your bills? I'm not sure. I'm not sure, but I believe that this is what God wants me to do. This is what I'm gonna do. And when I tell you the entire 5 weeks that I was there, I didn't have a plan. I wound up speaking twice at two events. I had just met the pastor's wife. I didn't meet her before. I met her. I landed on Tuesday. I met her on Wednesday, and she gave me these opportunities. One, I spoke at a mentoring coaching event that she had. The other one, I spoke at her business event that she had at her church. I didn't know her before I got there. So when we think about faith, it's like you have to sometimes do extreme things that doesn't make sense to you or others. But when you know that God is telling you to do something, you know that it's all going to work out. And so we faith is action. It's not just saying I have faith. People should be able to see the things that you do every day that says that you have faith. Does that make sense? So when you think about these things that you want to do, how do you have faith to do things that you can't make happen? It's not in your power that you can make things happen. God is like orchestrating your life, but you have to have faith to do the things and go to the places He's telling you to go so that then those things can happen. But if you don't go out of fear or whatever that you're not going, which is what chapter 15 is about, you are limited by the things that you can do. If Gina gets scared and is like, you can't be a coach. She just came up, the thought just came to her mind today. Coaching. She can have a whole coaching curriculum. But if she gets scared or something and she doesn't have faith in herself that people are going to pay for her coaching, it can stifle her moving. And Gina, I'm only using an example because everybody was here and saw you and heard you. So think about individually what things that you can do that's an action that shows that you have faith. Any thoughts? Faith without action is wishful thinking. My gosh. You won't win the raffle without buying a ticket. We need to put that on a t-shirt. Jana?
Um, for me, sharing this just now in front of everybody, that was an act of faith because, yeah, I'm just trusting that this is what God is going to help me manifest
I love
and
it.
sharing it publicly because, if I didn't believe that it would happen, I probably would be too embarrassed to say anything.
I love it. I love it. I love it. So now you got a whole group of people that's gonna hold you accountable to it, which is one thing that we need too, is accountability. If we don't tell people, no one can like encourage us because they don't even know. And I'm not saying tell everybody. I wanna make sure I make that clear. You're not telling everybody your business because everybody's not going where you're going, so they will discourage you. So you got to be careful about who you're saying things to. But this is a safe space, so sharing it is awesome. So I appreciate that. Healthy, wealthy. What's happening? What's your thoughts?
I wanted to piggyback on what just happened as far as believing in her,
Hmm.
right? So we're in a safe space, so we think right now.
Hmm.
And it's not just Gina alone
Hmm.
stepping out on faith and sharing what she shared.
Hmm.
It's us also believing in her. I believe in there's strength in knowing someone else believes in me.
Hmm.
I find that strength because Gina is one of my coaches, right? So she doesn't usually ask me for monetary anything monetary for doing it. However, I know that there is strength in believing in someone else's desires, their endeavors, their wishes, and their goals. And so, as she proclaimed and declared, we just said that last night, Gina, we have to declare, right? And so she declared today, and I believe in Gina. So, there, I wanted to say that out loud.
We believe in Gina. So yes, we're excited to see where this coaching program goes for you. Super excited. All right. So then when we go into I'm just reading the chat. It says I'd love to work with Queen Gina to make all things work together for her. Love that. Love that. So when we go into the next few chapters, they're talking about auto suggestion. Auto suggestion is reputation, repetitive programs that in your subconscious mind. So that's one of the reasons why you repeat the statement every day, because it sits in your subconscious mind. So everything that you do, every action that you take, every thing that you write is all connected to what it is that you're trying to create. So that's what auto suggestion is. Specialized knowledge. Applied learning leads to mastery. So I'm a leadership coach. So one of the things, like, just because I'm a coach doesn't mean I don't keep learning about leadership, learning new skills, learning new techniques. So it's like you're constantly learning about whatever it is, the craft that you have that keeps you going. We never stop learning. We never stop going into places where we're learning. One of the things that I want to learn about is investing. I don't know anything about investing. It's not something I grew up with. It's not something that people taught. In the spaces that was in, but now I want to get into it. I want to learn about it, right? And so now I'm reading books. I'm going to take courses and different things that will help me. Not that I'm going to teach investing, maybe, I don't know. But right now I'm just learning it. So even as we talk about the different 7 streams of income that you want to have, you've mastered one, you do something really well that then starts bringing you in money, and then you can learn something else. So it's not like you just stay in one place, but you create and you learn, and you're always using your time wisely. So one of the things too, when we think about time, time is not to control you. You're not stressed about time. I'm not stressed about time. But you have to manage your time to be able to do all the things. When you see other millionaires and billionaires and trillionaires, they manage their resources well, and time is a resource. I do a lot of things, and people like, what? How do you do all this in 24 hours? Because I manage my time. I manage what is given to me, and time is a resource, so I use it wisely. And so it doesn't control me. And so time shouldn't go. I'm not stressed. I'm never late. Someone said that earlier. You're never late. You arrive at the perfect moment. And I 100% agree with that. So even as they were late in Nigeria, it didn't affect my time because I knew that God was still going to orchestrate and it was still going to work out perfectly. But I used the time while I was waiting to sit and do something else because I'm not going to just waste my time by doing nothing. So even when you're thinking about any free time that you have, yes, you should rest. I'm resting this week. I'm having any meetings. I'm intentionally resting because my brain has been on drive for a long time. So I'm using this week to rest. This is like the only thing that I'm doing this week intentionally that I'm going to rest. But my time is used to learn. I'm listening to podcasts, I'm listening to books in all the time, all day until I'm going to sleep. Even this morning, I read the book multiple times. I couldn't sleep, so I listened to chapter 15 again. Because I'm like, I'm not just going to sit here. I prayed, I talked to the Lord, and I'm like, I'm still awake. So let's listen to the chapter again. So, because my brain is always on what else am I doing? What is my brain doing? What should my brain be doing? So, using your time wisely to also learn new things. My favorite chapter is chapter 7, or not chapter 7, imagination chapter about imagination. Y'all have heard me talk about the list before, my list of 300 things. That is an exercise that helps you expand your imagination. People say, I can't do it, I only have 20, because we're not expanding our imagination. God is the God of creation. He creates things. So if He creates things, that means we're made in His image. That means we can create things. What are we creating? What are we imagining for ourselves? So even, Gina now has these things that she's going to do. She's going to create a coaching business. So she's going to write the vision and make it plain for what it is it looks like. What is she going to coach to? What is the workshops? All of that is she's using her creative brain and imagination to build something brand new. And it's not just for her, it's for all of us. We can be creating things consistently by using our imagination. So yes, any questions about these 3 chapters before we move on? All right, let's move to the next one.
Healthy, Wealthy, and Wise says it benefits when you're healthy, wealthy, and wise.
So now chapter 7 through 9, organized planning, kind of goes right back into the 4th step in the sentence where you're creating actionable things to do. So we have big visions, but then we bring it back down to do the actionable things that we need to do. So if you already have a business where you're doing something, you're creating something, you have a product, right? How many of these things? So, Veronica, you make quilts, right? So how many quilts do you want to make in a month, right? How much do you want to make? So being really specific about the planning of the goal. So you can't just have the goal, you have to map it out, you have to plan it, you have to have a strategic plan on what it is that you are going to do with whatever that thing is that you're doing. And we all have different things. So just relate it to yourself. Decision. Chapter 8 talks about decision. Indecision breeds doubt. My God. Success requires bold action. We've been talking about this since we started, right? Like you have to make a decision to do something. We're not just having ideas. We gotta do the thing that it is that comes to our brain, whatever that is. And you want to be strategic about it, right? And focusing on that one thing and then moving to the next. Persistence. The sustained effort that turns failure into triumph. Persistence means you just keep going. You don't stop. There's no stopping. It didn't work out, it's fine. We're gonna go try something else. That didn't work, it's fine. We're gonna try something else. We're gonna submit a proposal. They say no, that's fine. We submit it to somebody else. You persistent. And you never stop. Especially if it's directly connected to your purpose. Veronica, I see your hand.
Okay, so my indecision.
Mhm,
You asked the first question. So, how many quilts do I want to make a week?
mhm,
I
mhm,
want, so on my book, on my list of 300, I
mhm,
I want to sell a $10,000 quilt. So I don't want
mhm.
to make a lot. I want to manifest an amazing.
I love that.
That's what I want to do. And so you just said indecision. I raised my hand because you and I had a conversation.
Mhm,
I made the video, like 4 of them.
mhm, mhm,
And then my sister and my daughter, they criticized the way I made the video and what I was not supposed to do, not do. And then my sister wrote a script for me to read.
mm,
And they told me how to sit and the lighting and the this and the that. And that indecisiveness is what has stopped me last week, to the point that I did not do what I was supposed to do, my assignment, right?
mhm,
I kept thinking about the fact that I did not do what I was supposed to do. That indecisiveness is such a block. What to me? I'm not speaking about anybody else. I'm talking about me.
mhm,
It is a block.
mhm,
And one of the lessons in the book is about not being indecisive. Like when you
mhm.
think of something, do it. And it's a slap in my face right now because I'm getting hit up in the head. Like you were supposed to do it, whether it
You
was
was.
bad or indifferent. Do it.
Listen,
Thank
but
you.
I appreciate you sharing, right? Because even when we talked earlier about people not being able to, they don't mean any harm, right? They think that they're helping you, but then they stifle you from doing the thing, right? And so your family loves you. They want you to be shown in the best light. So they're gonna critique you because they want you to be the best, but then it stops you because of their feedback. So people mean well, but if you look at the videos that I posted 2 years ago and the videos that I'm posting now, completely different. But I was posting 2 years ago. And now they're different because I've grown and I've elevated to different places to do different things. But I started somewhere with bad lighting, with, I just recording, just whatever came to my mind at the moment. Might have been good, might not have been, I don't know. Right? But you just do it. So, you ready to post it now?
Yes.
I
Well,
said, you want to do it while we're on the call?
no. I'm going to post it today, though. I'm gonna throw away the indecisiveness. And I had one share for the group, and I look terrible, but I'm gonna share it.
Mhm.
This is my book. Am I on camera?
On camera, and you don't look terrible, so stop saying bad things about yourself.
Okay. So this is my book. I got it at the dollar store.
Hmm.
And it has a prayer at the bottom of each one. It has Psalms.
Hmm.
And so this is where I'm writing my 300.
I love it.
So I'm a writer, so I like to write. I like to see things. So
Hmm.
every page I have like that, and so I started to rewrite my 300. So I'm back. I had almost 200 and change, and I deleted some things because after I wrote my mission statement,
Hmm.
up to 178.
I love that.
Okay, but this book really is nice because it has that spiritual piece every day. It gives you something,
Hmm.
a word. It gives you a word that's encouraging. And that
I
was my
love it.
share. And I really appreciate you, Lavonya.
You're welcome.
Okay,
Yeah,
thank you.
you're welcome. I'm actually also gonna put, for those that don't know what we're talking about the Lift 300. Steve Harvey um, made a video about writing 300. So take it out the chat. You can watch it after this is over. But I encourage you all to make your own list of 300 things. My list is currently at 409 because I've checked off things, but I still read the things that I've checked off. So I read 409 things every day um, as a reminder that this list works. Creating these things, saying these things, putting these things in your subconscious mind, they actually work. So I encourage you to actually, again, this is action. Do the thing, write the vision and make it plain. Um, so, yes. All right. We can go to the next slide. All right. So, 10 chapters 10 through 12, power of the subconscious mind. So, one of the things that I also love is the chapter on mastermind, where it talks about collective energy multiply success. In that chapter, it talks about the third brain. Third brain means two people coming together, we call it magic, where they're bringing all of their perspective, their education, they're bringing their full self to a conversation. And in the conversation, something is created based off of the shared communication. So the idea would not have come had you two not been together. So a lot of times I'll have an idea and then I'll share it with somebody on my team and we're having a conversation about it and then a new idea is formed. However, I would have never thought of that idea myself had I not brought the idea to someone else that thinks the same way that I think, that understands the vision. We're moving in the same direction. You can't make magic or you have a third brain with someone that is in competition with you. You can't work with people that are in competition with you because they're working against you. So someone asked me the other day, like, what do you think about competition? I was like, there's no place for competition unless you're running track. Unless we're running a race, there's no competition in the purposes in our that God has created us to be. We're supposed to collaborate. So when you collaborate, magic happens. And so I don't know if you've ever been in a space where that has happened, but imagine making magic every day. Imagine. Hmm. It's a beautiful thing. It it just brings me so much joy. I'm like, magic, because it's a thing. It's a thing. So even when you start to think about who you're around, huh, you begin to stop being around people because you can't make magic with them because they're in competition with you. You still love them, but sometimes you have to love them from a distance because they are pulling you down and not pushing you into the direction that you want to go. Y'all know I live in a bubble, and there's not a lot of people in my bubble. And that's okay. I love all the people, but I'm like, I want to go far, right? I can't go far if you're not thinking with me and you're thinking against me or you're saying things that are not aligned with the direction I'm going. Some things I say just don't make sense to even me. They're very extreme. And I'm all right with that. But I need people around me that like embrace my extremeness. All right. Sex transmutation, redirecting passion into purpose and creativity. We had a good conversation about this a couple of months ago. Um, the subconscious mind, the link between thought and manifestation. Key IDs: guard your mind, feed it faith, and surround yourself with positive influences. So it's kind of just repeating some of the stuff I said earlier. All right, let's move on to the next chapters. Chapters 13 and 14. The brain and the sixth sense. The brain acts as a broadcasting and receiving station for thought and energy. This kind of really goes back to chapter 1, the power of our thought, and reframing the thoughts that come to our mind. That is a skill. That is not something that we're born with. It's a skill that you develop over time, and it gets better. And you get better with it the more you practice, the more you reframe. You immediately reframe. Instead of calling someone, telling someone about what happened or what somebody did, you automatically reframe that thought because you're spending time and energy on things that are not taking you in the direction that you're going. Now, if you want to process it and you want to like figure out what happened so that you can do it better next time, I'm not saying not necessarily debrief, but you have to debrief with the right people. The goal is not to debrief to gossip or goal is not to complain. What value does the conversation have when you're talking about it? Is it solution focused or is it just to like vet? So you have to think about when you're having conversations, what direction are these? What is the purpose of the conversation? A lot of people don't like conflict, so they just don't address it things. You cannot like conflict, but you can't move with me unless we address misunderstandings because I'll do it again. If I offend you, I offended somebody when I was in Nigeria and they refused to tell me what I did. I'm gonna do it again? I could possibly do it again because I clearly didn't think that there's nothing wrong with it. But the way that you're processed, and also when you're in different cultures, it's so important. The words that they use are completely different than some of the words that we use. I said I was outside and the girl was like, well, no, when we say we outside, it means like we outside, like we party and we doing something. I'm like, oh, well, no, we just on the balcony because we're not doing any of those things, right? Small words. It was something. Oh, tried. They was like, oh, you tried. In my mind, I was like, well, what do I need to do better? Like, I did try, but and they was like, no, no, no. We mean like that was actually good. You actually did good. When we say you tried, that means you did good. And I was like, my God, all this time I've been thinking like I did something wrong and I need to do something better. So even in the conversations that you have with people, learning the why behind why they're saying it, so that you can you can save your energy in your brain because it's purposeful. So the conversation is purposeful. It's not just to have a conversation. Every conversation I have is purposeful, or I don't have it. Right? Even if it's a conversation to talk about something fun, like you can have fun, purposeful conversations, right? And so it's just being very intentional with what we're saying. The sixth sense, my God, divine intuition, spiritual guidance connecting us with infinite intelligence. For me, the sixth sense means the Holy Spirit, being led by the Holy Spirit. That is what the sixth sense for me means, right? Like just even when things happen, it's like, okay, well, what is the purpose of this? Where we going, God? Come on, Holy Spirit, talk to me, and He will talk to me and tell me what to do. It's amazing. It's amazing. So listen. Any questions about 13 or 14 before we go into chapter 15? All right, so it is 8 o'clock. I just want to bring awareness to the time. Really appreciate you all being here. We got 31 minutes. We're going to go into chapter 15. Any questions about any chapters 1 through 14 before we go into 15?
I would like to go through the chat.
Mhm.
Professor Marilyn said practice makes habit and habits become character. And Healthy, Wealthy, and Wise said critic, not criticizing. Veronica said that the list absolutely works. Healthy, Wealthy, and Wise said, what value does the conversation have? Latifa says, I so agree with that. How will I be successful being around naysayers? I won't, which is contrary to my statement. I will. Part of my daily talk to myself, my mind has to change. I will not be a naysayer. Healthy, Wealthy, and Wise says intentional.
Mhm. I love it. The naysayers will come, just like the thoughts will come. But what do we do with them when they come? We don't entertain the thoughts and we don't entertain the naysayers. And it teaches us how to interact with people. So we know if they're a naysayer, I'm not going to bring you an idea again. I'm not going to tell you what I'm working on. We just will talk about probably nothing unless it's. I'll ask you questions about you. The whole conversation will be about you. We're not talking nothing about me. I'll talk to you, but it won't be about me. So you just have to learn how to interact with people in your space. Chapter 15, outwitting the 6 ghosts of fear. So in this chapter, it talks about 6 core fears that can paralyze our growth. The first one is fear of poverty. And as we go through them, just think about how these may show up in your life. Because we all have something that we deep down inside might be afraid of. We might not verbalize it, but it might be stunting the things that God has called us to do because of these different fears. Fear of criticism, what people say, fear of health, fear of a loss of love. Some people stay too long in relationships because they're afraid to lose love. And sometimes letting that relationship go is what will give you peace and freedom to do and be yourself. Fear of old age, and fear of death. Fear and faith cannot coexist. You must choose which will dominate your mind. My God. All right, let's go to the next one. How to outwit fear. So we talked about the 6 fears that show up in our lives. So I want everyone to take a moment, right? If you want to share, you can. I know that some of this can be personal to us individually. So if you want to share, please do. But I want each of us to identify a fear that holds you back. Can anybody identify a fear that holds them back that they want to share? Gina?
Okay, criticism, fear of criticism, huge for me at times.
Say it again.
Fear of criticism.
Mm-hmm. Tell us more.
Um, well, I always thought I was a person who didn't really mind what people, I didn't let what people's opinion of me was ma- make a difference. But then as I viewed my life, I realized I was always doing things to sort of for people's approval, and then I realized, oh, okay, you don't like criticism. You don't want anyone to, you worry about what people think about what you're doing or what you're, who you are. Yeah. I realized that about myself. Yeah, criticism.
How do you overcome that?
Well, I mean, I'm on that process now, and it's the biggest part for me was learning to love myself, accept myself, and understand my value, my worth. Like to
Mm,
understand that I'm worthy, and that your opinion of me, that's your business, and it really has
mhm,
nothing to do with me.
mhm,
I can't
mhm,
change it. I can't do anything to affect what you think of me. I really can't. And I always thought
mhm,
I could if I was just like this and I did like that.
mhm,
You
mhm,
would think I was this or that. But then now I understand that's not how it works. People have their own opinion. And that's beautiful, but you're supposed to have your own opinion. I can't change your opinion of me, but honestly, it doesn't matter.
mhm,
That's what I had to come to an understanding. And that just took time and life and things happening, and then realizing that, oh, okay, yes, that's that person's opinion, that's the action that person took. It has nothing to do with me. It's not a reflection of my worth or my value.
mhm,
If somebody does do something or doesn't do something, it's not me. It's not because I that's what I deserved or that's all I was worth. It's just because that's what they did. That's between them and them.
I love that. What you think of me is none of my business.
Yeah.
You could keep that. Somebody said to me, "You really don't care what other people think about you." And I said, "I sure don't." Because y'all aren't because y'all aren't going where I'm going. Your vision for your life is not the vision that I have for my life. So I do not care what you think. I
Mm,
don't.
mm,
Even if it doesn't work out the way that I envisioned, it didn't work out. And you might have warned me. Okay, but you warned me from a place of fear. I don't operate in fear. So thank you, but I still don't care what you think, even though because a lot of times people give you feedback from a place that they haven't even succeeded in. So you're giving
yes.
me feedback from a place that you have not succeeded in, and you want me to take your feedback from a place of fear. Because in reality, even though that thing didn't work out, I still learned from the situation personally. I would have never learned from this situation had I not gone through it because of fear.
Mm,
So I don't care what nobody thinks of me except God. That's it. That's
mm,
it. That's it. And people that are because I do believe that we should be accountable to people. So the people that I'm accountable to, those are the people that could speak into my life. But it's not just anybody. But the people that can speak into my life are people that are in places that I want to go to.
mm.
So their feedback for me is very valuable because they've been there. So yes, healthy, wealthy. I see your hand. So thank you, Gina, for sharing.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Thank you, Gina, for sharing. There are levels of caring. I don't care what people think of me. I don't say that because it's not my truth, really. It's not. And what I'm learning is there is different levels of caring, right?
Mhm.
So that we can be at a level of caring where someone says something and it cripples me. And so going back to what Veronica was talking about as far as her sister and her daughter, I
Mhm.
viewed it as critiquing, right?
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
and back to what you were sharing about your experience with words, and I'll put on top of that simple words. It meant one thing in one place, and it means
Mhm.
another thing in another place, right?
Mhm.
So when I
Mhm.
hear criticized, then I'm shaking because somebody's out to criticize me.
Mhm.
However, now that I have more people in my life who are part of my support network, it's not criticism, it's critiquing, and it's helpful and loving. So,
Mhm.
yeah, I wanted to throw that out there. Is
Mhm.
that oftentimes, and I'm getting this from what you've been sharing all these weeks that you've been showing up, is that we allow people too close to us that don't deserve to be that close to us. Some people only need to be on the porch, and we let them
Mhm.
in the house. They in
The
the
whole
living room.
house. Ah,
They in the
my
living
God.
room. They in the living room sitting on the comfortable love seat, making they self available in the kitchen and stuff. No, 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 beloved. So it's up to me. This is for me. I'm learning. I've
Mhm.
let them too close to me,
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
prior to finding out whether they are worthy. And
Mm.
it doesn't make them less than me. However, we have to earn being close to those who are movers and shakers. And so if I declare that I'm living a life of abundance, then only certain people are going to be on the inside. And
Mhm.
there's going to be quite a few on the porch.
Mhm. I love
So,
that.
yeah, being mindful of that, and you talk about accountability, to those who are in our support network. That's a
Mhm.
wonderful thing, because I could lay in this bed all day with ideas,
Mhm.
right? And if nobody know about them, who knows that I didn't, follow through. So
Yeah.
I'm grateful for the support we have on this platform and with you. So, with that, I'm complete.
Thank you so much for sharing. I love that. Because the feedback that people are giving can be coming from different places. And if it's feedback that is helping you elevate to the next level and not stopping you from elevating to the next level, that is what you want to invest your time in. And I love that analogy of the porch and the love seat. Listen, sometimes we gotta have to just kick them out. We gotta kick them. You gotta go. I let you in, but now it's time for you to go. And it's okay. You can't stay. You can't stay. And you just disconnect nicely. You don't even have to tell them. There's this one lady that I don't talk to anymore. She'll reach out. She'll be like, "We should do this together. We should do that together." And I'm like, "No, I think it's a great idea, but you should do it." Right? Because I don't even want to use the energy because some people aren't even self-reflective. So they're not even in a place where they want to grow. So anything that you say will be offensive to them. So you also have to be wise in how you're sharing your thoughts with other people as well. Are they in a place to be receptive, or are you just going to offend them and then it's going to be an argument because they disagree with you? Right? And so it's just about being intentional with the people and all that. So I thank you for sharing. That was amazing. Latifa, I see your hand.
Peace and blessings. And to our sister about not letting them on the porch, they're going over to Miss Mary's. They ain't even gonna get to my backyard. I think. But talking about the fears, as you listed them, I realized I don't have any of them, thank God. And it's because
Mhm.
of the way I was brought up. It's because I was brought up by a mom who taught us that God made you for greatness and who
Mhm.
taught us just what you have down here. God has not given us the spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind.
Mhm.
And my brothers, who sometimes I wanted to knock them out, my older brothers, they taught me that you can't, there's no word about can't. And I hear
Mhm.
my son-in-law and my daughter now teaching my little grandson when he says I can't, and I hear them over saying, that is not a word. And I say, hallelujah, thank you, Allah, because that is not a word. It's up in here, and then
Yes.
it's up here, and then it keeps our hands tied and our arms
Mhm.
chained, and it keeps us in a cage. And we were not brought up, we were not raised, we were not created by the Almighty to be
Mm.
in a cage.
My
And
God.
thank you, Ma. She's not on this earth, but she is
Mm.
still within me.
Mm.
Hear this verse over and over again.
Mm.
My sister, for allowing me to share.
Oh my God, thank you for sharing. I felt like you just took a charge. And that is so beautiful because what you just shared is the value of the legacy that she left in you all because you're still operating in that space based off of what she said to you. So you're right, she's still here and she's living through you all. And that, for us, how are we showing up in people's lives? What are we saying out of our mouth that leaves a legacy for them to be able to continue to be all that God has called them to be, to speak those things? Can't is not a word. I always used to say all the time, can't is not in my vocabulary, and I can't be around people that use it. I had an office one time and I had a sign that said, can is not in your vocabulary. If you use it, drop and give me 10, right? Because I need you to have a physical response to using that word. So when you come in my office, those are not the words that we say in here, right? Then they be like, you really want to do push-ups? Yes, I do. Don't say it. So yes, 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 and yes. So thank you so much for sharing. I love that. All right. So replace fear with faith through affirmations and gratitude. there's an exercise that some people do. Um, and it's like every morning I have different journals that I write in, and one of them is I write daily things that I'm grateful for, right? Things that have happened yesterday, things that are going to happen today, the people in my life, like my health, different things that I'm just so grateful for. Even like for my 5 fingers and 5 toes, there are people that don't have 5 fingers and 5 toes. And I'm just grateful that I have the use of all of those things to do things. The beauty and for other people, they might even be grateful for not having 5 fingers and 5 toes because they've been able to use that to encourage people, whatever it is, right? And so there's value in all the things, just being grateful for what it is that you have, right? And not seeing any limitation, anything that you have is a limitation, but something that you can use for good and also to encourage other people. So I know a lot of time we even put I saw in the chat earlier some affirmations that people say for themselves, which is also goes back to auto suggestion. It is what you say it is until your life begins to reflect the things that you say and believe. Take immediate action. Grows through movement. Listen, whatever it is that you guys want to do, whether it's career, working, starting your own business, just do one thing every day that's connected towards the goals that you have. There's a sign that I saw one time. It's like, be scared and do it anyway. Like that's the theme. There's even a song about it, I think. Be scared and do it anyway. It's okay. It's okay. It will be fine. God is going to take care of you because you're putting all of your faith in Him to bring this to pass, not with whatever you have within inside of yourself. So be afraid and do it anyway. Protect your mind from negativity and gossip. I say that I'm allergic to negativity. Like my body literally has a physical reaction when people are negative. I was in the airport one time and I was standing next to two people that were talking. I think I might have shared this before. And they were like just complaining about the day. They had missed their flight and it was just like a fest of complaining. I had to move. Like my body could not take, there was no productivity in the conversation. I don't even know these people. So I had to go stand in the corner by myself just because till it's time to board the flight because I just couldn't take it. I don't even know them, but strangers affect me. So, yes, yeah. Even when people are telling you a story, what is the value in the story that you're telling me, especially if it's about somebody else? What do you want me to do with this information? Do you want me to coach them? Do you want me to help them? Why are you telling me somebody else's business? Do you want me to understand? Right? There were times when I was in Nigeria, people were explaining things, but for me, it was being able to help understand the culture. So as they were telling stories, I was like, it was information that I needed. If I'm going to coach people in Nigeria, I need to understand the culture. I can't coach just from my own mindset. So again, knowing why these people are sharing information with you so that it's not gossip. It doesn't turn into gossip, but there's value in conversations. Feed your faith daily with prayer, positive declarations, and service. Also, a part of the statement is what are you giving away? Always be in a position of service. Giving. Freely you give, freely you receive. You live a life of giving. And it's not always giving money. It's giving your time, it's giving your resources, it's giving your knowledge, it's giving your experience. It's not always about money, it's about just you showing up and giving of yourself. So that's one of the things that we want to think about. All right, we can go to the next slide.
Professor Marilyn DJ says fear of failure after great effort. Rukia says fear of being separated from loved ones as I answer the challenges that my thoughts present.
Mm-hmm.
Healthy Wealthy Noise says do it anyway. Yes, do it. We
Mm-hmm.
protect our ear gate.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I do want to say when you think about fear of failure, there's a statement that talks about failing forward. Every opportunity is a learning opportunity. So there, if you have the concept that there is no failure, you never fail, that's not even a fear. Because I don't fail. Let me tell you what I learned though, and what I won't do again. Right? So there's no failing. And if your mind says, I never fail, there's no fear in that. Everything, every effort, everything that you do connected to developing yourself is building. It's all a part of the journey. Things are not going to work out. The Bible talks about things not always working out. And so our expectation is not everything is peaches and cream, even though we would like it to be. My God, can things just go smoothly sometimes? But we learn from things not going smoothly. And so it's okay because we have faith, chapter 3, that things are going to work out. It's going to be fine. So I want to leave you with some thoughts. Which of the 6 fears are you struggling with the most? And I love what Latifah said. She said, I'm not dealing with any of them. And so that's great, right? Because then when you're in a place like that, then you're teaching other people, right? Now you're scaling what you know, giving it to somebody else so that then they see the world through this space of not being afraid to do things. Right. And so everything that you have, it's for somebody else. That's what legacy is. Legacy is not always just about the things that you leave. It's about the impact that you have on the people that you have encountered. So I want you to think about any of those fears that you might be struggling with. And if you're not, then think intentionally about how you're going to help people that have these 6 fears. When they show up, don't just ignore it. What are you saying to them as they're talking about the fear? That's service, right? So just think about how you're helping somebody else with these fears. How will you replace the fear with faith-driven truth? A lot of times when I'm going through something, I'll go back and find scriptures that are directly connected to whatever it is that I'm having a moment with. So I created a devotional over these last, while I was in Nigeria. It was 21 days on faith and finances. So I was pulling scriptures on faith and finances and every day and then writing what those scriptures mean to me, right? And then I'm gonna publish it and give it to other people so that they can, if they're dealing with having faith and finances and making really depending on God, you create the things. So everything that I create is from my own personal experience. That's how I create things. And sometimes I don't even know till later. I'll be like, that's why that happened. Now I can write this book. Now I can create this coaching structure. Now I can do all these things, right? Because of my own personal experience. So even when I talk about it, I have examples. Let me tell you how I know. And if I don't know, then I'm going to refer you to somebody that I do know that has gone to that because I'm not for everybody. And that's okay, right? You got to know who you're for. What daily actions will keep your mind focused on courage and abundance? One affirmation for an example, I release fear and walk boldly in faith, wisdom, and divine purpose. One of the things that I tell people is everything that I do is purposeful. Everything. Everything. Every conversation, every place that I go, my intent is for it to be purposeful. Even rest is purposeful. Watching a TV show, going to a comedy show, having fun, being around people where you can laugh and have joy, like that's purposeful, right? Building relationships, that's purposeful. Having good conversations, that's purposeful. So it's not like you're living a life where you're by yourself all the time or you're working all the time. No, but it just needs to be purposeful. There's a balance between working, building, creating, resting. Everything has purpose. Any questions about anything that I have shared so far? Any thoughts? You can either come off from mute. Oh, Latifah, so you came off from mute.
Yes, what you're saying gets me to think. And as I was thinking, I started jotting down things I need to do in order to reach my goals and in order to help others reach their goals. I work with people and help them to reach their financial goals. And we have a plan in place. We put a plan in place. What is your clear, concise goal? What is it? What is the plan that you have that is clear and concise? So these things that you're saying help me to think more. And that's why I
Mhm.
like these morning sessions,
Mhm.
because they cause me to think. And I just want to say thank you, sister. Thank a lot for putting you here at the time that I needed to hear you. Thank you, the rest of my sisters and brothers who are here. And though I'm not standing next to you, I'm feeling your vibration. And
Mhm.
it causes me to share that vibration with others. And though my children are not here with me this weekend, they went away. I know they feel it. And
Mhm.
I know because of what I have. And I know you all hear me sharing, but no buts. I can't keep it to myself. It makes me move. It makes me reach out. It makes me want to go and call somebody, and I will. And they say, I know that's you early this morning calling. And I have to call them, and I apologize if I woke you up, but you need to be awake. And we need each other. And that's what we have to tell people, that we love them. We're learning from them. And we need to share with them that, because tomorrow isn't promised to anyone. As a matter of fact, the second before this period comes is not promised. So I got to do it now, because God created me for greatness. He's created
Mhm.
all of you for greatness. And you get up there and you share that greatness and you help other people too. And I don't have the plate going around. So go and do what you got to do. And if you feel like singing, then you sing. If you feel like dancing, then you dance. If you feel like putting your hands up, moving those shoulders, whatever, you just go and do it. Thank you, God, for putting me here this morning. Thank you for this life that you've given me. I thank you for the children you've given me, my grands and great grands. I thank you for these new sisters and brothers that I've met and will learn to love and will learn from them and will share with them. I say, Amen, Amen, Amen.
I mean, Ashe.
Mm. Thank you so much for that. So good. Christy, I see your hand.
Yes, hi. Good
Hi.
morning, everyone. And Lavonya, we still need to meet. But
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
but I'm around, of course, as you can see.
Mhm.
Latifa, thank you for that.
Mhm.
Appreciate your wisdom, and
Mhm.
it's so necessary. I'm only 33, and to see, I have, a lot of people around me, and my grandmother, and she struggles with some of that same gratitude. I appreciate you at your wisdom and just being so open and sharing all of that. Is like everybody needs that. I feel like if we just woke up every morning with just be grateful you're here, let's do it, let's help each other.
Mhm.
This
Mhm.
the energy. But I just wanted to add, when I joined, I unfortunately joined a little late because I work nights. But when I joined, this applies to some things that I'm going through, and I definitely want to go back and get the six fears. I missed that part. I'm not sure if you can go back, but I'll go back on Facebook and screenshot it. But I wanted to just add that, or if we have time, you said a statement that I feel like kind of triggers some folks. And also, when I say it, it triggers some folks, which is I don't care. And I wanted to, if not today, I would love to tackle that because I feel the same way, and I think to Sweetness's point, it's levels to it. It's levels to the care. And when we say it, it comes off so harsh, like I don't care. You go on an island, but the truth is, it's
Mhm.
like I have an energy budget, and I can't invest to that. I can't
Mhm.
invest in your story. I can't invest in how you think about me. I can't figure out
Mhm.
what the story is and what the ending is and participate in it with you and try to explain it. I don't have time because like this call, we're on a mission. We're here to help those who want the help. And so I just felt like I would love to expand on that part because I had that conversation even last night because it's been something for me as a
Mhm.
very direct and straight to the point, blunt Capricorn with a stellium and Capricorn, I'm
Mhm.
Capricorn as they
Mhm.
come. I say that all the time and I get the same reaction. And the truth is, it's not from a heart place, it's an
Mm-hmm.
energy place.
Mm-hmm.
It is not my heart. I love and I want the best for you. I want you to grow. My personal brand name is Grow with Chrissy. So
Mm-hmm.
it I'm here for you, but I cannot drag you along and I cannot create it or help you create a
Mm-hmm.
better story for us to work together. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? So I just want
Absolutely.
to add that.
I love that. I loved having a conversation about that too because um yeah, there's not a I care about the person, but there is levels to it. And so, but I want people to know that I don't care.
Yes.
Right? Because the people that I do care know that I care about their opinion and their feedback. So, yes. And so maybe we could find a better way to say it,
Hmm.
but I don't care.
Yeah,
Not
and it's the
bothered. But
truth.
because I also like to operate in facts and in truth and what my
Hmm.
truth is, right? And so your criticism is not helpful to me because it's not taking me to where I need to go. It's tearing me down. So I don't care. I'm not
Hmm.
interested in your feedback. I'm not because your intent behind your feedback is not to help me grow, it's to pull me down.
It's fear,
Right? You're
exactly.
not saying, okay, I don't like the way you did this. Let's do it again. Let's do this and let's do this so that you can still meet your goal. But you're just pulling me down, but you're not giving me the solution to the problem that you're saying I have. So I don't care. I need solution focused people. And if you can't be connected to the solution, I'm not interested in your feedback, period.
Hmm. Yeah,
So,
some people just voice if they were, what they would feel, and oftentimes it's fear. It's not their vision. That's why I don't hold it against people when they start doing that. It's not for you to see. It's for me to see. I just need you to look at it and tell me what you see. That's it. That's
yeah,
it. So yeah,
yeah,
absolutely. I am
yeah.
complete.
Good stuff. Thank you so much for sharing. I appreciate that. All right, y'all, listen. Can we, while we're here though, can we go back to the six fears so that you can just take a picture of it now on that slide? And then we can end.
Thank you so much.
You're so welcome. I feel it'd be easier than trying to find it on fast forward on Facebook since we're still here.
Right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I don't think it's this one.
It's the one before this.
Okay. I was supposed to say I got this one.
Yeah.
Perfect.
There we
Thank you
go.
so much.
You are so welcome.
Sharing it with the world.
Hmm. Let's do it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this was an amazing time this morning that I've had with you all. I always have a great time when I come here. Conversation's great. I know it's early, so sometimes it takes a minute for your brain to wake up. But listen, we're awake, so we're using our brains. So yes, I'll be back sometime next month to like recap the entire book. So yeah, I hope you all have an amazing rest of your day. So this is my contact information, my Facebook handle and Instagram, my website, and my email. The best way to get in contact with me is on through my phone and through WhatsApp. Because sometimes I'm not in the country, so I might miss your text message. So the best way to contact me is through WhatsApp.
So, thank you so very much, everybody, for participating in this session today. I would like to go over a few things. I would like to tell you that you can give your love offerings and donations via Zelle or QuickPay using Soup Leadership Development at gmail.com or Cash App with $ Spirit of a Woman. For this particular session that was facilitated by Dr. Lavanya, you can use the code #1486LD. So the love offerings or donations that you make for this particular um, session. And you can also register or enroll in monthly automated love offerings. You can do $25 a month, $50 a month, 75 or $100 a month, however you would like it to be. And this way we can have this space going and growing. There's this information about the upcoming sessions of Wake Up Everybody sessions on Monday, October 27th. The facilitators is Dion, and the title of the session would be Make Joy from Pain. On Tuesday, October 28th, it's going to be co-facilitated by Martin Malivers and Alona Ashworth. And we would like to welcome all the new members and extend our gratitude towards the existing members. We're so glad to have all of you here in the community. To those who are joining us for the first time, welcome aboard, and we are excited to get to know you and to learn from the fresh perspectives that you bring. To those who have been here with us for a while, thank you for continuing to be such an important part of this space. Your contributions and support help make this community strong and welcoming for all. This is the information about the Wake Up Everybody sessions schedules. We have Zoom live workshops on Sundays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays from 7 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. and Mondays and Wednesdays 7 a.m. to 7:30 a.m. And we stream live on Facebook as well, along with Zoom live workshops on all these days. You can get Wake Up Everybody alerts by texting Woo Nation to 74121, and you will get all the alerts and notifications about the space and the sessions. And thank you so very much. Stay in touch. You can register with the bit.ly/wake up movement. You can join us on private and public pages on Facebook. You can join the Instagram handle, which is at Wake Up Everybody Virtual, and you can also join the YouTube channel. And for any questions or queries, you can email for um, any queries if you may have at info.wakeupseries@gmail.com. And now I would like all of you to go unmute and please shower your love on Dr. Lavonya for such a beautiful session that she facilitated. Thank you so
Thank
very
you,
much, Dr.
beloved.
Lavonya.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you, thank you, thank
I
you,
so
Dr.
appreciate
Lavonia.
you.
Okay, here we
And I
go. Here we
believe in you,
go.
girl.
31st, 2030. Let's go.
Thank
Let's
you,
go.
Dr. Latanya.
Amazing,
Thank you.
amazing session.
Thank
Yes.
you,
So
Lavanya. Thank you so
forward.
much.
yes,
Thank
we
you,
do.
everyone.
Okay.
Welcome.
All right. Thank you.